What is up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and in today's video, we are recapping the Yankees' 5-7 loss to the Giants. It wasn't a great game for the Yankees, obviously. The pitching just wasn't there for them. I think they scored enough. I think they did enough offensively to win this game. They could have done more, but ultimately, I feel like this is a game they should have won, and they didn't. Let's start with the pitching first, because that's really what let the Yankees down today. Clark Schmidt came in. He started today's game, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 2 home runs. I've been a big Clark Schmidt guy all offseason, but this was not the start you wanted from Clark Schmidt. He started out really well. First 4 innings, everything looked good, and then the 4th inning, it just collapsed. It seemed like he ran out of gas, and that he got hit. It happened, sure, but that's not what you want, obviously. The games count now, so this is a loss, a real loss. These are real runs being given up. These all matter towards the Yankees for their 162 game season. Not to overreact and say anything's over or anything like that, but these games do matter. You can't draw conclusions in April, but wins and losses all count the same. With that being said, Wandy Peralta came in, and he had a really strong inning. 1 inning pitched, 2 strikeouts, no walks, no runs, nothing of the sort. He looked great. And then Michael King came in, and he had opportunities to get out of that inning. It was the second time through. He just really struggled there. There was a play where, it's a small chopper between him and Trevino, and there was miscommunication. That allowed a run to score. And then a line drive right at Volpe that was misread, and instead of catching it, it drops. That's another run. So, that inning right there, had the Yankees been a little tighter defensively, had, just that one little chopper, that one little knuckling line drive, those 2 batted balls right there changed the entire game for the Yankees. Albert Abreu came in, and he tossed 2 innings, one walk allowed, 3 strikeouts, no runs, no hits. He looked excellent. And then Clay Holmes came in, and he struggled as well. And this is really where the Yankees lost the ball game. Holmes came in, 3 hits, 2 runs allowed. Had he had a shutdown inning, the Yankees probably are in extra innings right now, and I don't know if they win, I don't know if they lose, but you get another shot at it. You get another chance to try to win this game. It really was a disappointing showing from the pitching. I don't want this to be misconstrued as anything other than disappointing from the pitching. This can't happen, right? You expect better from your pitching. You expect better defense. You expect, you just expect it to look a lot better than it did today, and hopefully it will. And with that being said, though, the offense, they did a job. I think they played pretty well today offensively. LeMahieu had a double. Judge had 3 hits. Rizzo had a huge double and a walk. Stan had a home run. Donaldson had a home run as well. Cabrera had a hit, his first of the season. And Anthony Volpe had 2 hits, and he stole a base and had a run. So, ultimately, I think the right guys were contributing. They just didn't get it all to click. They didn't get the pitching that they needed, and they lost. It happens. You're going to lose games. It's inevitable, right? It's game 2 of a 162 season. It's a very long season. There are a lot of games left to be played. It didn't go the Yankees' way today. But with that being said, do I think that going forward, we could see some better play? Absolutely. There are a lot of really encouraging signs. That Josh Donaldson home run I mentioned earlier, Josh Donaldson's someone who needs to get going early. He's someone who the Yankees, they need him to start producing early so he can have that confidence, so he can feel good going into games. And so the Yankees don't feel as if they're forced to make a third base decision in April, right? They'd rather just have Donaldson do well. And anyone who's part of the Yankee fan base, anyone who's rooting for the Yankees' success should just want Josh Donaldson to do well. His success is important for this team. His success is important for this team's ability to perform down the road. It only adds to their infield depth. It only makes them stronger. And I think that's something that not a lot of Yankee fans are talking about enough. I think that was a quality batted ball from Donaldson as well. It wasn't a cheapie. It was a 105-mile-per-hour home run. I think he took some pretty good swings today. He got called down on strikes on a pitch that was not in the strike zone. That should not be called a strike. Ultimately, am I going to start drawing conclusions in April? No, but is that an encouraging sign? Absolutely. That's how I feel about anything with spring training. Not spring training, excuse me, early in the regular season. You want to win because wins matter and wins and losses matter at this point. And that comes before, this went well and that went poorly, whatever it may be. But you also do want to see guys succeed. And there are certain guys who need to get the ball rolling early. Anthony Volpe is another guy where, he's a rookie and he was coming off of his first game, 0 for 2 with a walk. You just wanted him to get the hit off of his back, finally just get that first hit. And he got 2 today. I think that's going to help his confidence going forward. I think it's going to help him going forward. He stole another base today. I love seeing the Yankees give him that green light. I think he's someone the Yankees should let run wild. The Yankees should not have any limitations on Anthony Volpe's speed. They should not make any decisions that are, pertaining to, hey, we got to make sure he's less reckless or whatever it may be. He's fast. He's an athlete. He knows what he's doing out there, and the Yankees are trusting him to be himself out there, which I love to see. On the offense side of the ball with Aaron Judge continues to just hit. I love Aaron Judge. Everyone loves Aaron Judge, and it's nice to just have a rock in the middle of your lineup. lineup. Anthony Rizzo had a couple of really good swings today, especially on that double, had a pretty good walk. It's good to see him getting himself going because he had a really rough spring. Same with Stanton. I know he grounded out into that double play to end the game, and you can make the argument that he shouldn't be swinging 2-0. I initially felt that way, but after further review, that's a pitch right down the middle. That's a pitch that you should want Stanton swinging at, and he just didn't get it. Like, he just missed it, It's right down the middle. It's up and in. Stanton probably thinks he can lace that into left field for a home run, and that's not what happened. It's not a horrible swing decision. It's just a poor batted ball outcome. It's not like he didn't hit it hard. He hit it really hard, 115.4 miles an hour. It was just right towards the shortstop. So, at the end of the day, there were some good swings taken. Just the pitching was bad. The pitching can't be like that, right? And I don't think the pitching's going to be like that. I don't anticipate the bullpen continuing to struggle. But today just wasn't it from the bullpen. It wasn't it. That wasn't enough from Michael King. It wasn't enough from Clay Holmes. It wasn't enough from Clark Schmidt. But tomorrow you bounce back. Tomorrow Johnny Brito's on the bump. I don't know who's on the bump for the Giants. I could double check right now. I believe it might be Sean Manaea or Ross Stripling. It is Ross Stripling. So, Aaron Boone has discussed having Hicks in the lineup against lefties, and he discussed potentially having IKF in the outfield tomorrow. So I don't know how that's going to really work because we only have seen Hicks that one at bat where he probably should have walked. That was not a call. That was not a strike. The 3-0 pitch was not a strike. And then at that point, he calls him out on the swing and he probably didn't go. So that was just a weird at bat. That entire at bat, that entire game umpiring wise was just bad. It was all time bad. And it's been bad early on, which I don't like to see, obviously. But the outfield's going to be weird tomorrow because IKF's supposed to be playing. I don't know if they make any changes in the infield. I don't think they will. I imagine you're going to see Stanton at DH. So I imagine what it could look like is Cabrera in right field, Judge at center field, and Cabrera at left field, or perhaps IKF in center field, Judge in right field, and IKF in left field. Cabrera in left field. Stan's probably going to DH, and then you're probably going to sit one of Torres and LeMahieu. I imagine it ends up being Torres or LeMahieu, but I don't know which. I think it's Torres, maybe. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees construct their lineup for tomorrow. Because I know we're under the impression IKF's going to make his outfield debut tomorrow. So definitely going to be an interesting situation. Hopefully they come back tomorrow and they bounce back with a win. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a podcast episode. We've got a player analysis dropping instead of a prospect report this week since AA and all those lower levels haven't started yet. And we only have 1 or 2 games of AAA baseball under our belt. So we're going to hold off on that for a little bit now. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, tomorrow we've got you guys with a daily podcast. We've got you guys every day with podcasts. Every game we have post-game recaps such as this one. We've got highlights. We've got everything you guys could possibly need. Make sure to check out our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, our TikTok, and of course this YouTube page. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave us a 5-star rating. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Ryan Garcia. You can follow me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.